Alrighty, so this is chapter 2 of Living Your Best Life and our journey as we try to help 100 million people. I'm going to show you some things twice as we go along, of course, hopefully not more than 3 times, but that's okay. It's part of learning and paying attention and everything. So this is Grace Kwok's life-sustaining therapy prescription. It's because she has diabetes, and she now has, that's from diabetes type 2, she now has diabetes type 3, which is vascular dementia, or it was diagnosed, but it is now, as you saw earlier with the successes, if you watch chapter 1, it has been stabilized. And then this letter here is from her family doctor. And this letter is to accompany this patient's application for family managed home care under the Home and Community Care Support Services program. Her doctor knows what it is. Her doctor knows she's entitled, and she wrote this letter to help her get it. You know, you saw already that we thought I was dying, or at least I thought I was dying, so I was just trying to get Grace some help and a little plan set up. But unfortunately, we haven't been able to attain that yet. So, some mild cognitive impairment, see there, so with her memory and her insulin issues, it's a deadly combination. She cannot be alone, and you'll see that at the end. Grace needs 24/7 care. So Grace has a companion coach, Mark Hayden, known since approximately January 2022, helps her by counseling around proper nutrition. So it's not just giving her food, it's proper nutrition, including starting up her ketone energy building system and building mitochondria through exercise. So I do that with building meals. In her meal preparation, take her shopping, buy appropriate things that are on sale or fresh looking, and then build her meals. And through monitoring, supporting proper medication, timing, and dosing. So as far as that goes, we've got her off her metformin. She no longer takes metformin. She no longer takes the fast-acting insulin Humalog. And she does take the slow-acting, well, now it's Basaglar, I believe, twice a day. And providing emotional and physical support as well. You know, she's going through hell here dealing with people. You know, it's actually financial elder abuse, and it's been going on for 3.5 years. When she finally got the money away from her son, the government took it back and gave it to him again, it looks like. Her bills are being unpaid. She's getting phone calls every month. It's just disgusting. And the physical support, and I don't mind saying that because I've been accused of stealing from her and abusing her, and I've been accused of all of these things, and I've been investigated and found to be not guilty of everything. I did not steal her money. I have not been paid. Maybe it's time to investigate the other people involved, especially since she's not getting her medications paid for these days, such as her massage therapy, her nail therapy, and her hearing aids. So, right here it says that Mark visits and calls Grace multiple times per day and reports that he is available for unscheduled and urgent visits as needed. That's because in the beginning, I lived nearby. So I would come by in the morning and give her some breakfast before I went to do a small contracting job or a handyman job or something like that, and give her insulin because I knew she needed help. And then she got her phone connected, her iPhone connected to her Libra, which connected to my Libra, which meant that I was getting her low glucose alarms after she had her hypoglycemic event February 22nd, 2022. And the alarm would go off at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'd have to get up and get in my truck and drive to her condo, but she gave me a key. I'd have to come up. And originally I tried calling and stuff, but it didn't work. I actually had to come to make sure that everything got done that was supposed to get done. And after some time, somebody else moved into the house I was living in, and they were coming home at midnight or later and parking behind me, so the jockeying of vehicles, one of us, it just became a nightmare. And that's when Grace suggested, that I move in. I said, you know what, don't give me any money at all. Like, she was trying to give me $100 a day, which never worked out. But I said, instead of giving me any money at all, I said, just rent me a room in the building, and I will look after you from there. At least I can get to you when I need to. Then they said I could only rent the room after we moved in. I found out that I could only rent the room for so many days, and from there I just moved into Grace's condo. And that's how that happened, because she does need 24-hour care. And we're looking to qualify for family managed through, yeah. We decline traditional home community care services as we feel it doesn't work, and it doesn't. You already saw the letter, and you might see it again from home care, where they say they have no policies and procedures for people with memory loss and insulin issues, and you're about to see a letter where we ask for a plan. They told us they don't have it. But so this here one you've seen, oh no, so this is the family physician for Grace Kwok again. The patient is currently doing very well from a health perspective. Hemoglobin A1C is in the target range, been able to decrease her insulin requirements, like I just finished saying. Her mood has improved significantly. Grace attributes these improvements to the coaching provided by Mark Hayden, with whom she connected in January 2022. Mark has been providing coaching and support around medication administration, memory, and meals, which has contributed to better glucose control and improved mental health. And the glucose control, as we know now, also saved Grace's eyesight from diabetic retinopathy, and also stabilized her vascular dementia so that she is no longer getting worse. Her brain is not rotting. And then here's the email sent to home care. And doctor says, I have met with Grace Kwok, copied regarding home care services available for home and community care support. While her preference would be to approve for family managed home care, if that is not possible, she would like to be provided with the following information, preferably in writing. And you're entitled to this according to the Patient Bill of Rights. She wanted the policy and procedures for assessing patients for their eligibility for both home care and family managed home care program. And after her assessment, she would like a written copy of the assessment and a detailed description of the services being offered, including frequency and duration. So you're entitled to ask them for a plan. But they wrote that they don't have a plan. They don't have policies and procedures. And then down here from your doctor, again, your brain scans show some mild atrophy and mild angiopathic changes, but have remained stable. So your CT brain scans have remained stable. That means that there's no progression of the vascular dementia at all. It's been stabilized, and it was mild to begin with. And then she wrote a letter to the Public Guardian and Trustee's office because you were trying to get the money away from your son. He didn't want to do the job and look after you. And so you weren't getting your proper care, and you weren't getting things paid for properly. So you went through the proper steps, hired a lawyer, did everything you were supposed to do. He didn't want to do it. But then for some reason, because everybody, including TD Bank, accused me of stealing your money, and there's a connection to TD Bank accusing me. They accused me of stuff like this almost 15 years ago when I was trying to build an elderly care facility. And they stole millions of dollars from me. So this is just a continuation of the same. And when the lady when the lady punched my phone number in at TD, she says, oh, we know you. And then she never helped us. And she just carried on. So this is just to show you how great we're doing. Continually from your doctors. So this is regarding the investigation. My apologies in the delay. I have been collecting information, consulting with experts in geriatrics and geriatric psychiatry. So these are a lot of very strong professional people that really know what they're doing, and trying to connect with Grace's bank in order to provide the most accurate assessment and information. And the banks wouldn't answer. So I'm not going to worry about the banks too much, okay? Grace has a history of anxiety, PTSD, and dementia from a psychiatric perspective. Medically, her main diagnoses are diabetes and hypertension, which are both currently under control. So what she's saying here is that dementia isn't even a concern. It's not even a concern, Grace. There's no reason at all why you should be in a nursing home. And in fact, if people hadn't have been bothering us from the very beginning with a 2-year multi-domain approach, actually I would use the finger method in it as a 2-year multi-domain approach because it includes the very important ingredient of socialization. But you might not even need any care. You may have gotten better with some simple routines and been able to be taught what you were doing. Your problem now were more along the lines of some of the stuff from Cleveland Clinic approach, which deals with depression, chronic stress, anxiety, and not sleeping properly. You know, because you're getting phone calls at 8:30 at night about unpaid bills, and then you're getting phone calls at 8:30 in the morning about unpaid bills, right? And then this here is the OPGT, Ministry of the Attorney General, asked the doctor to fill out the form to say what I do for you, what can we do for you, all that type of stuff. So Dr. Bear said that you require a companion to assist with your daily activities, companionship, support. The details are below. That your current companion, me, is with you 24/7, and you do not require assistance with bathing, dressing, eating, toiletry. You're fine. You are absolutely the right candidate to live your own life and go out and be happy. And then, do you recommend any changes to the current level of care? No. Dr. Bear supports us 100%. And I don't mind really saying her name because she's written many letters to whom it may concern. She knows we're trying to write a book, and she knows we're trying to make videos and everything. So, and then how long will Grace require this support? Grace will likely need the support until or unless she moves into a supported housing situation. So you cannot live alone anymore. But I don't even believe in that housing situation you can do it because somebody like you needs one-on-one care, and that's recently starting to come out in the medical journals. So how would Grace Kwok benefit from these services? Grace is companion. Oh, come on. Of course I love when it does this. Grace's companion helps with meal prep, medication administration, blood pressure checks, blood sugar monitoring, and companionship. The companionships help her with memory, orientation, and mood. Her companion also assists with errands such as shopping, banking, and medical appointments. I do mostly everything for you, including I even added new medications, which are holistic, but they help tremendously. I give you a little bit of marijuana to eat, and that, not the buds, I give her candies actually because she got turned off of my oils by her family. But that manages a large part of her glucose, which should never be managed by insulin. And I also give her natural vasodilators. The truth of it is you've already seen her successes where we stabilized her vascular dementia, and we did, the first people ever. We reversed her diabetic retinopathy over several years now. This care cannot be replicated in a nursing home. I guarantee it cannot be replicated in a nursing home. Okay, Grace, how you doing? Hey, how are you doing?
I am just listening to your long, complicated history of my problem.
Yeah, but these are all the doctor's letters, right? I know you wanted to talk more and you're a little disappointed, and I apologize. But do you understand that we saved you from going blind, right?
Based on the reports, yes.
Yeah. And we saved your vascular dementia. And I understand you do not want to go to a nursing home, right?
If we need, then why we will go through all these procedures of, treatment?
Look at how smart you are. If you wanted to go to a nursing home, why would you fight like this? You're beautiful, Grace. I know that makes you upset when you see that there, and I don't blame you at all. You're so wonderful. The good news is, Grace,
Yes.
we decided we're going to help 100 million people, right? There's 450 million people with diabetes, and there's lots more coming. We can definitely help 100 million. That's our goal.
I know, but they are the echoes besides you and me.
Well, we're going to find some, Grace, I hope. Anyway, you're wonderful. Thank you for your patience today. We made our first 2 movies, okay? Chapter 1 and Chapter 2.
Thank you.